Good morning. Good morning. There we go. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well. If you can, please stand. We are going to sing a rousing version of Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed with Karen Novi helping us on the vocals. I'm Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed, everywhere and always I am Spirit-Led. I am Spirit-Led, Spirit-Fed, everywhere and always I am Spirit-Led. Flowing like a river of peace, I am nature's wandering child. Love cannot be added to me. I am complete in the divine. I am Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am Spirit-led. I am Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always I am Spirit-led. There's magic in every day. It's like a beautiful song. And when we're choosing our way, there's a voice inside to guide us along. I am Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are Spirit-led. We are Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are Spirit-led. We are Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are Spirit-led. We are Spirit-led, Spirit-fed, everywhere and always we are Spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are Spirit-led. Everywhere and always we are
Thank you, Karen Novi, for helping us with that song. Good morning, everyone. On this gorgeous, cool day, but beautiful, right? And we make it, as Paul Hasselbeck says, we make it a beautiful day in our consciousness. It's up to us to make it a beautiful day. Okay, so to my left is future minister team member Pat Webster, who is our service leader today, and she is going to light the Divine Light candle. And here comes, yeah, we need that, I guess, right? And as she does, I just invite you to kind of be with that light and feel the meaning of that, the essence of that, and we'll say together our opening invocation, which is on the sheet, the buff sheet in the seat back in front of you, or coming online if you're watching in the live stream.
And remembering that we're ignited and connecting with the divine light in you.
And you can take off your mask.
Thank you. Here we go. There is only
One presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. So it is. And I just want to welcome in everybody who's watching on the live stream on YouTube and Facebook, and we are so glad you're here. If you would just post a little "Hi, I'm here," then we really can feel that we're connected and we're all engaged together. Okay, glad you're all here.
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms
taking a deep breath and falling into the arms of love. Falling into the arms of love. As we inhale and allow ourselves to connect with the divine of us, to fall into the arms of love, Charles Fillmore experienced God that way, our founder. We release anything that stands between us and the peace and the joy and the comfort that we experience there, held in the arms of love. We connect in our hearts with that place where we are held. That is us, the love of us, the divine in us, that is also holding us. We are so grateful that we also have one another. And we connect in our hearts with each other. Online, here in person, everybody, we are one. We all are our own beautiful individual manifestations of the divine here on earth, with our own sacred individual mission. Beyond the technology for which we're grateful that unites and connects us, we're grateful that we can connect from our oneness anytime, anytime. And with that connection in place, we'll enter the sacred silence to receive whatever Spirit has to offer us, how we may be touched during this time, beginning now. And receiving from that silence, we now speak the names of those who may be in our hearts and in our minds today, who may especially need God's presence, God's love, God's protection. Let's bring their name aloud into this sacred space. And we now will direct our attention as our prayer chaplain for today comes and leads us in a prayer for those people who have left requests in our prayer box. Karen Rowe will do that now.
Centering now on the contents of this prayer box and honoring all those who have submitted these requests, we envision and claim health and wholeness, knowing that inside each and every one is the divine spirit, always manifesting for their greatest and their highest good. Wisdom is their guide. Love is their support, creating all relationships into harmonious, peaceful ones. They have a zest for life, a zest for renewing spirit, for renewing promises, for renewing themselves. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, thank you. And with that, we begin to open our eyes. You move to being careful of who's next to you. Stretch your body a little. And turn and look at least two members of our community here. And if you're online with somebody, do it. And if you're online, I'll connect with you, knowing that we are seeing divinity expressed. Divinity in the others. And being seen as the divine that we are. And so it is. And I invite you now to join me in saying our vision and our mission statement, really saying it from our bones and our heart. Beginning now. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey towards wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. We now have the wonderful Karen Novi here for our special music. Woo-hoo! And Chris and Andres for wonderful accompaniment.
So, this is a lovely song, especially lovely if it's over the microphone in the sanctuary. Check, check, there we go. This is a lovely song. Sometimes you hear a song and you just think you've got to do it. This is a song from Unity, Seattle, by a woman named Laura Bierman, although I could swear that Karen Novi wrote this song.
I will claim that.
I'm coming out of this long night's journey into day, and I'm not afraid anymore to look in the mirror, wipe off tears off of my face, and the sadness fades. I'm ready to be who I came here to be. I'm ready to be everything that I am, everything that I am. Too many years I spent putting square pegs into circular holes, and I didn't know myself. Why would I come here to live a life stuck in a mold and be bought and sold? I'm ready to be who I came here to be. There's no greater feeling. Loving myself, body and soul. And the pain just goes away. I'm out in the new world. As a creation, perfect and whole. Loving soul, ready to be who I came here to be. Ready to be everything that I am, everything that I am. I'm ready to be who I came here to be. Ready to be everything that I am, everything that I am. The I am, I am 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 the I am,
That was the perfect song. The perfect song for today. I love that. And for where we are right now. Free to be my fullness of the I am, right? That's what we've been working on these past 5 weeks. This is now the 5th week in our 5 series on the 5 principles. And so we're reaching the end of this today, but of course it's not the end. It's just the beginning, because everything we've learned, we now get to put into practice. So that's the focus of today, is how to put it into practice, right? So you can see it's just kind of the beginning. So let's just do a quick review of the first 4 principles and see where we are. How many people remember principle 1? Yeah, Pat? One God, good, omnipotent. Many ways to say that, but that's a good one. All right, that's the first principle. Principle 2, anybody know principle 2? And by the way, if you're live streaming, hello, if you know what it is, just write it in the chat, and have a little conversation about that. So principle 2, right? Principle 2 builds on that first principle. Pat Venema, did you want to? Well, okay. Well, I just want to, engage your brains, and so remember, where we've been, what we've been working on. We worked on that, building that idea that God is all that there is, knowing that because that's true, we are individual expressions of this one life, this one source, this one beingness, and this one infinite good. And then principle 3 takes that a little bit further. Do you want to say that one? Oh, yeah, I see you're raising. Oh, you were raising your little hand a little bit there, Susie. Okay, so principle 3 takes that further and says, because we are expressions of this same one creative mind, this one divine mind, we're a continuation in the creative process. So our thoughts, our feelings, our energy is creative. It tends to, be reflected in our experience. And then last week we looked at principle 4. If you remember, Meditation, prayer. Yeah, prayer and meditation are the tools that we use. The tools that we use to connect with that I am, to connect with it, and to live our full potential. So the fifth principle now is, now that we know these truths, it's not enough. Not enough to know the truths. We must live the truths that we know. We must live them. And so, you see, that's where the work really begins. So there are ways that we can apply that to our lives, and we'll be talking about that today. And one of the idea, when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, the idea is, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the phrase, be the change you want to see in the world, right? You're familiar with that? It's attributed to Gandhi. It's become so popular that you see it on T-shirts and calendars and greeting cards and coffee mugs, right? And for good reason. I mean, it's profound truth simply stated. And we know it at our core, right? We know it doesn't do any good to complain about the world and complain about, our neighbors and complain about our family. It doesn't do any good. We know that it doesn't work to wish other people would change or to try to get them to change. But we do it anyway, don't we? Oh, if so-and-so could just wake up and know what I know and think like I do and behave like I do, it would all be so much better. If this group of people over here could stop doing what they're doing and do this over here, all of the problems would clear up, right? And we might be saying that while we're drinking out of that coffee mug that says, be the change you want to see. Because we know that being the change we want to see is not easy. It's not easy to let go of our desire to try to change other people. It's not easy to live the truths that we know. But now we have a template. We have tools. We have a way forward. We have these 5 principles that we can turn into questions and ask ourselves on a daily basis. Definitely ask ourselves before we're about to face a situation that would tempt to have us shrink back into our old patterns. And these questions that Ellen Davenport has in the book, The 5 Principles, they really can help us to shift out of living unconsciously and to living in an awareness of truth. Truly living from that consciousness of I am. And therefore to be a blessing in the world, to be the change we want to see. So we're going to go through each of these questions and see how they can work for us. Okay? Ready? Ready for that? Everybody on the live stream, are you ready for the questions? All right. Here we go. Question 1. Am I affirming divine intelligence and love in this situation? Am I affirming divine intelligence and love in this situation? Any situation that we could ever possibly face is infused with the divine. We don't always see it. Therefore, we don't always experience it. And understandably, if it's a situation that brings up our fear or our anger or our disbelief, whether it's a shock or a sudden challenge, or we look out into the world and we see the pandemic and we see wars and we see oppression and we see, groups of people who are suffering, and we think, where is God in that? Where is God in that, right? So this is when we want to pull out principle 1 and affirm that God is absolute good everywhere present. If God is the life source of all, the source and substance of everything, there's nothing missing. There's nowhere that God is not, right? Again, we don't always see it. Others don't always see it. Therefore, we don't experience it. But we are not victims. We're conscious beings. We are conscious beings. We're conscious co-creators, and we have the power to perceive a higher truth in anything. We have the power to see beyond appearances and to see the absolute of a situation and call forth the good in that. And when we do, we begin to see it, others begin to see it, and enough people see it, it starts to shift. That situation starts to shift. Which kind of leads us to the second question, which is, am I remembering my own divinity and that of others involved? You know, you are the infinite divine expression of this one source energy. Now, I know that's not always the first thing that comes to mind when you're facing a challenging situation. And by the way, these questions are put them on a handout. It's in your program if you want to follow along and take notes. And for those of you doing the live stream, we've put them on our website. If you go under, I think it's events, unitychapelhill.org, events, you'll find the PDF and you can download it and have it as well. All right, so it's not the thing that we always, think about when we're faced with a challenging situation, because we get caught in this hypnotic state of human-only thinking, right? We get caught in that. And then, we have a difficult time remembering that everyone else is an expression of this same one divine life. And then, we're both caught in this hypnosis, right? And then we act from our ego, or they act from their ego, or from some place of pain, or some unhealed shadow, and then you're triggering the other person, and they're triggering you, and now you got a situation, right? And do you ever notice this really happens a lot in families? Anybody else? It's like those who are closest to us know exactly how to trigger those unhealed places, right? Sometimes with just a look. So this is when we want to breathe. Take a breath. Take a breath. Ask the question. Remember that we are expressions of that one infinite divine life, and so are they. And also, we're all on a journey toward wholeness. As we say in our mission statement, as part of our mission statement, we're all on a journey toward wholeness. It's a journey. And some people have a different journey than us, but it's a journey. It's a journey. Now, this doesn't mean that we shouldn't hold people accountable for their actions, particularly if they've harmed somebody. Indeed, we should. And that helps them grow too, by the way. And I think it's important that we, set boundaries and, make requests of people. It's important for us. It's important for them, right? But when we can see the divine in somebody, that can very often call it forth, and sometimes that creates a space for healing. So, for example, I remember an incident with a friend years ago, and, I love this woman. She's my friend, but, I thought she was being really obsessive about relationships, and she was making bad choices, and I was totally judging her. And then I mentioned this to a mutual friend. I said, our friend, she's just, why is she so obsessing about this relationship? She's being stupid. Well, you know how these things go, right? That got back to the friend. But instead of this person being angry or calling me out or ending our friendship, she did something else. She sent me a message that said how grateful she was. Oh my God, I'm just feeling it now, how overwhelmed I was, how grateful she was that we had a friendship for our friendship, and that I understood how important relationships were to her, and that I was supporting her finding the perfect mate. And she was not being facetious. These were real words. She was seeing me from the eyes of love. She was seeing me from the highest possible perspective. She was seeing the highest and best in me. I was taken aback. And I understood what I did. I felt bad for a minute. And then I felt something else, right? I felt like I wanted to be the person she saw. And from that moment on, I was. I grew into the person that she affirmed I was. We're still friends to today, by the way. It reminds me of that Goethe quote. Do you know this one? Treat people as if they were what they should be, and you help them become what they're capable of becoming. Wow, that was totally demonstrated for me. All right. The next question gets a little tricky. So let's all take a breath. And that is, am I taking responsibility for the situation, for attracting this situation into my experience, and know that its outcome for me will match my thoughts and feelings about it? Okay, so we talked about in week 3 that we are a continuation in the creative process of the universe, and our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs and our energy and how we choose to focus that energy is creative, tends to be reflected in our experience. Now, mostly this is unconscious. So part of this question is to help us to become conscious. But this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because invariably, there's something in our life we go, oh, but I didn't create that. You know? Couldn't possibly. But the spiritual growth comes with the recognition that on some level, we participated in that. And there's a lot of nuance here, I want to say, because, and we talked about the collective unconscious and soul agreements, and there's so many different levels, and we definitely don't want to do victim blaming for anyone else or ourselves, right? But there are levels, and it only helps us to grow, to look at it and go, even if it was an unconscious allowing, what part did we play? That reminds us of how powerful we are. In fact, we're so powerful that we have the power to change any situation and condition that is not bringing us joy or happiness or abundance or well-being. And if it's a situation that involves other people, which remember we can't change, we don't even want to try to change, we're responsible for our response. We're responsible for our response to that. And as she says, the outcome will match our thoughts and feelings about it. So if we're sending love, we're feeling peace, we're doing healing, the Ho'oponopono prayer, whatever it is that we're doing, that is going to be our experience. We don't have to be trapped in that energy anymore. We can be free of that. Okay, so, all right, the last question is, have I aligned myself with divine wisdom and received guidance before I act? So last week we talked about meditation is a really great tool for us to get in touch with our inner wisdom, to hear that still small voice, right? To hear that divine guidance. So as we're thinking about and talking about taking action, being of service to others, being service in the world, we want to check in first and ask if this is ours to do. Is this mine to do? And then also that meditation and prayer practice can help us make sure that we're coming from a place of inner peace. And that we're not going out in the world fighting the good fight from a place of our inner pain or self-righteousness or an unhealed shadow, which can only exacerbate the problem. Not that we have to be totally healed. I mean, nobody is. But, we're working on it, right? We know that we're conscious and we're working on it. So the question can really help us make sure that we're coming from a place of love and of wisdom and of oneness, an awareness of oneness. So that rather than fighting against something, we want to work towards, we want to work for. Rather than fighting against the fossil fuel companies, and climate change, we want to work towards educating people about, everybody doing their part, taking care of the planet, and funding and supporting, alternative fuels and things that are healthy for the planet, put that there. Rather than fighting against school shootings and mass shootings, we want to work towards sensible gun laws and, programs that are accessible and affordable for every single person, right? I got a hallelujah over there. And, remember, it's like the 60s or the 70s, we had this, they called it war on poverty. It's the war on poverty, the war on drugs. How'd that turn out? Because it's a war. You're fighting against something. It's the energy. It's just going to push back. So we want to work towards the experience of abundance for everybody, equal opportunity for everybody. We want to work towards that. We want to work towards, again, having programs accessible, mental health, wellness, spiritual healing for everybody. So you see, you can be doing the same kind of work. It's just a completely different energy, which has a completely different result. As Davenport talks in the book, she says, you want to be of service in the world from a place of your cup overflowing with love, which I love that, And again, the meditation practice can fill up the tanks, fill up the love and the well-being within us so that we serve from this place of love, right? And we want to be of service in the world. We want to be of service to others. We're not these little individual little beings over here having, our own little individual lives and, we got it ours, taken care of. We don't care about everybody else. No, we're all connected. We're all in this together. And it doesn't work until all of us together are experiencing the wholeness, from that experience of oneness, of love. So I love the Jewish practice of tikkun olam. Anybody heard of tikkun olam? Yeah. And if you're on live stream and you know how to spell that, go ahead and put that in there. I think it's TIKKUNOLAM. Yeah. And for what I understand, it's this. It's the belief that your purpose in the world is to bring these broken shards of light, which were shattered when the earth was created, back together, back into place. It's the sense of repairing the world, right? Not that I don't feel like the world is broken, but our part maybe is to bring the light back into place so that all the shards fit together in the right place, and every shard of light is allowed to shine as brilliantly as the next. Tikkun olam. I think it's just a beautiful idea. So, these are the 4 questions that you can work with. And again, they're on that handout. It's a PDF on the website. You can download that, take it with you, and work with it. Work with it on a daily basis. Work with it in particular if you're facing a situation that, is really challenging. And let's talk about how that is working for you. Because it is my belief that we work this, we put this into practice, and that's how we live the truth we know. That's how we become the change we want to see. Everybody willing to do that? Okay. Everybody? I heard one person. Everybody willing to do that? Yes. All right. All right. Namaste.
Hello again. Well, this works nicely, this song, with that message. Thank you, Victoria. What I have come to know deeply is that we are all part of the whole. We are all fractals of light, of the same energy, oneness, the love. And since I'm on the microphone, I'm just remind everybody that I will be performing a show here Saturday evening, right here in this very space. And it's a passion project for me. I'll be sharing my light through story and song, sharing my heart, sharing my journey and what I believe is the universal journey of coming home to ourselves and our truth. But I love that the quote that is attributed to Gandhi sort of inspired the song that I co-wrote with a friend. When all you see is darkness, be the light. And if you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Kindness is a virtue, so they say. But sometimes life gets in the way. You never know the difference you might bring. A glance, a moment could change everything. So when all you see is darkness, be that light. And if you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Patience is a virtue, take a breath. Feel your heart expand and decompress. The words you choose to use can break a heart or open up the door to a brand new start. Our time here on this planet's like a shooting star. The legacy we leave is bigger than we are. So when all you see is darkness, be the light. And if you're stuck in struggle, find some peace. When life brings you worry, search for hope. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Be the seeds of change and watch love grow. Thank you so much.
That was a whoa. I love the synchronicity between the message and the song. And is it odd or is it God? I think the latter. Oh, yeah, take this off. So this is how we can take action, to have the blessing and the opportunity to take action to support this community. And you know what the magic is? When we give, it comes back to us exponentially. So this is the time when we will pass around our offering bowls. And if you're with us online, there are many ways that it will be shown how you can easily make an offering through text or Venmo or lots of ways. Will be showing on your board. And so, if you will, hold to your heart or imagine that you're holding to your heart the gifts that each of us have to give and to keep that energy circulating round and round to support this community that we get so much from. And so we'll say the blessing of our gifts. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. So be it.
Very cool. All right. Bring some energy into this activity that we're doing. This is energy, right? Money is love, energy in form. And we are so grateful for your gifts today and for those of you giving on the live stream as well, knowing that these gifts bless this community so that we can continue to be here and offer programs that nourish and support you, and that energy of givingness circulates back to the giver so that there is an increase of abundance of all good. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so the prayer box is now going out back to the foyer, and next to the prayer box are some slips that if you would like to do that and have it prayed over here too, you can write your own prayer request and put it in the box, okay? And we've had that for a while. It's just that we haven't highlighted it, but we want to start highlighting it and, you know, acknowledging the fact that, you know, this is a prayer. This community is based on prayer, right? It was grown out of prayer, and it is sustained by prayer. All right, so thank you for being here today. Is there anybody who's found us for the first time today? Yes? Wonderful. Good to see you. Mary, our greeter, will hand you a packet of information that has a sheet. If you'll fill out the front and the back of that purple sheet and return it to her, there's a free gift for you in that. And then we have refreshments out on the deck after the service. Is a good time to get to know you and for you to get to know us. Thank you for being here. And again, if there's anyone who is on Facebook or YouTube, if you have joined us for the first time today, thank you for being here. Just go ahead and say, hi, I'm new. And our wonderful greeter, Debbie, will give you a virtual hug and any information about us you'd like to have. All right, one more time, Karen Novi.
Surprise.
A little
This is
Freaky Friday for you.
Yeah. This is a lovely little song by a man who was very instrumental in my musical career. That was Leon Russell. And this is a beautiful song, and I am singing it for you. I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song for you. I hope your image of me is what I hope to be. You treated me so kindly now, and I want you to see there's no one more important to me. Darling, can't you please see through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing this song for you. You taught me precious secrets of the truth, withholding nothing. You came out in front while I was hiding. Now I'm so much better, and if my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding. And I love you in a place where there's no space and time. I love you for my life, you are a friend of mine. And when my time is over, remember when we were together. We were together and I was singing this song for you. We were together and I was singing this song for you.
Okay. Yes, 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 thank you. I feel like it's Valentine's Day again. So, this is the community coming right back to you quickly. We give with our presence, we give with our money, we give with our energy and our love, and here's what the community is offering all of us right now. First of all, when you step outside, way over there in the parking lot, we have our community-supported agriculture. And you can get fresh, organic, love God energied fruits and vegetables right over there. And they're opening now for subscriptions for this coming year. And so go out and see Marlene and Doug after the service. If you're online, we have a way to contact us online. And it not only keeps us healthy, but it's a way to support local agriculture and support the earth because we don't use a lot of packaging and that kind of thing. Fertilizers that aren't good for us, etc. So go out there and 12:30 to 2 in the parking lot. And Andres even delivers for a very small fee. So if you want your stuff delivered, you can do that too. Karen mentioned the program that she will be offering next Saturday. I can't wait. I think she spoke of it well. I think that her music speaks from the heart of who she is and what she offers, and I want more. So I'm going to show up, and I hope you will too.
Buy her book. It's very good.
Oh, buy the book?
Yes.
I didn't know there was a book.
Yeah, there's a book, yeah.
What's the name of the book? And will it be out in the lobby? Is it now?
I will actually have it with me on Saturday night. I have some copies. It's called Coming Home, Be the Hero of Heroes.
Coming home, being the hero. Being the hero of heroes? Is that it? Yeah. That coming home, the hero's journey is archetypal. It's one that applies to all of us. Parsifal myths, so many. And I just can't wait to see how Karen does her own individually inspired, divinely inspired version of this. So there'll be books. There's a suggested donation of $20. You can register online on our webpage, or you can just show up. Anything else, Karen?
Just come no matter what, because I just would love, I don't know, to share this and to be inspiring in some way, but also to just come in community to all sort of, I don't know, understand each other a little better.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. And I just think it's, I feel so much love and support here when I come to play anyway, and
Yeah.
I just love to share it with everyone.
It's a community event. It's a community building event. It's a way to give and take with the performer and the receivers of the performance and to share and deepen in that love. And boy, you know, after COVID, little community would be community experience expanded in this way. It's going to be great. She says, come if you've registered, come if you've not, just come. Come if you have $20, come if you don't. Next Sunday also, we're having our annual membership meeting. This is the time when we find out where we've been, what we're focused on now, and where we're headed, and to share our ideas and ask questions. And we'll be voting in a new member of our Board of Trustees. When I joined this community 3 years ago, first of all, when I came here, I knew I was home. And I joined more quickly than I usually do because I'm a slow joiner usually. And I usually don't like business meetings. But not 2 or 3 months after I joined, I thought, you know, I'm a member of this community, and I want to be there, and I want to know what's going on, and I want to share my energy. And these meetings are rich and inspiring. And if you're not a member and you want to know what we're up to, come check us out. It's from 1 to 3:30 p.m., so it's after the service. And it'll be a hybrid, in person, and on Zoom. Yeah.
And we'll be serving lunch.
And we will be serving lunch. Yay. Okay. Yeah. One of the ways that I have the honor and privilege and joy of serving here is lead on the We've Got Your Back team, which is our wonderful committee of supporting members when they're in need, when they're in crisis. And you know, when Reverend Rosemary, when she was here, she reminded me that a lot of times our healing practices work. So we don't have a lot of chronic problems, but it may be things like meals for somebody who's experiencing illness or a death in the family or needs a ride to the hospital or to a pharmacy, or prayer. We have one of our three prayer chaplains on the team. So we need some new members. And it's a wonderful chance to serve. And we have great team meetings once a month on the third Wednesday of the month, where we become more deeply connected with each other. We do some great task orientation and really co-inspire each other about the beauty and gift and joy of serving in this way. If you're interested, please call me. I think my phone number should be on the screen. I'm getting a nod, 919-9. Don't. Okay, I'm getting an Okay, don't do that.
Contact you with email.
Contact me. I don't see. No. You don't know me. You don't know me. Okay. Yeah, you should call me. Or you can call Debbie and she'll let me know. Okay? I have trust. Probably. Okay. Yeah. And the protection of God is around me. Okay. So, personal growth classes. We have our Spiritual Explorers class. These are fantastic. They're going to be March 28th through April 1st. And whoever chose, did you and the board choose? Whoever chose, it's some home runs here. We have Nikki Golden teaching self-awareness. We have Pat Venema, our Pat Venema, speaking about teaching spiral dynamics. She is the expert in the field nationally in Unity. And we have Paul Hasselbeck sharing practical metaphysics. And Mary, are you wanting me to? There's a flyer back in the back that gives you more information, and also you can go to our webpage. Go to unitychapelhill.org events, and it's $75 for UCP members and $85 for non-members, and there's still time to become a member between now and then, too. Okay, you can stay connected with us through the week on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our monthly newsletter. Debbie does an amazing job with that, and you can sign up for that in the foyer. And so we can stay connected when we need those little boosts through the week. Right after Sunday service, we have what is called our 3-minute miracle. And every week we have one of our prayer chaplains, our trained prayer chaplains on duty. If you have something going on in your life that you want to see from that higher perspective that Reverend Victoria talked about, that you want support for that, or something that you have really gratitude for and you want to celebrate, you can sit with one of our trained prayer chaplains. It's Karen Rowe this morning who did that beautiful prayer over our prayer box. And she'll meet you out in the foyer. I got that, Karen? Is that? She'll be praying in the room on the right. I think the instructions are to meet in the foyer so we can keep more social distance. I think that's been the practice for a while. Okay, so stand out there and tell her you want prayer so we'll know that you're not just chatting around. I had to figure that out last time I did it. Okay, and then we have an after-service social hour outside on the back deck. Coffee and light snacks. Our wonderful person, Tana, helped set that up, and we're so grateful for that and for the opportunity to be community with each other in that way. And lastly, we have 2 members. Alton Jean, do you have a ride home today?
Not yet.
Not yet? Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Okay, so if you can give Alton Jean a ride home. Okay, all right, so approach them after if somebody else will be leaving sooner. What? He says he needs the coffee, so after prayer will be fun. Yay, Alt. Okay, there we go. So with that done, let's say our prayer of protection, which is on your buff sheet, or will be on your screen if you're with us online. And for this, we're going to stand, and we'll do that and then sing our peace song. Prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
It's good to have you here. It fills it up.